Today we had a lot of wonderful news from the Alliance Insight stream, and I'm sorry I'm a little late to this because I was at work today, and let's get right into it. So we have Alliance Insight, the set introduction, the recap of the stream of what went down, and along with that we got the Mitsurugi Wave 2. So let's get into it and let's talk about these. So let's get into it for the Alliance Insight. It's from Adagnisters to Dragon Rollers and much in between. We have Wizard Adagnister being probably a common or a super rare, with backup Adagnister being an ultra rare and a quarter century secret rare. Afterwards, we have Kuriku Adagnister, another good card within all these new Adagnister cards. Then we have Allied Code Talker Adagnister being a secret rare and a quarter century secret rare. Then we have I Connect and Sidekick. So really all the puns here and there and all of that. Then we have Regenesis Archfiend being a secret rare and a quarter century secret rare, and Regenesis Lord being a ultra and a quarter century secret rare. So far, pretty good, and honestly, I am fine with a lot of these rarities that they've given out. And honestly, so far, it's already a great set because you have cards for Malice, you have cards for your Cyber decks, and you also have cards for things if you want to play with Dogmatica or even other things here and there. Now, we also got a look at the Nationals 2025 Regenesis Lord playmat, and honestly, I really do like it, as they do have the field zones, 3 zones per attribute, and I think in the middle they're just blanks, so there's that. Now we have, going on to the Dragon Ruler cards, we have Spectral Dragon Ruler of Flickers as a Ultra and Quarter Century Secret Rare, along with Nebulous joining it too. Chasma, Dragon Ruler of Auroras, being a Secret Rare and a Quarter Century Secret Rare, and then we have Eclipse and Disaster, both being Ultra Rare with the Quarter Century version as well. Then we have here, There Be Dragons, a quick play spell for the deck. That's going to be common and super. And then we have 7-star Slash Army Annihilator Hagun being a card that you can run with the deck that was a free agent that the OCG got. Then we also have the Alliance Insight World Championship Qualifier Regional Season playmat with the Chasma and Eclipse. So I really like it, and I hope that we get a Disaster playmat later down the line. Then we have Phila Dibel, a brand new card for the Dibelstar lore, and then we have Dibelstar Vengeance being a quarter century secret rare. So right off the gate, they gave Dibelstar her final form a quarter century secret rare, while Dibelze wasn't that lucky. Kind of sad when you look at it when one gets the final form QCR and the other one does not, when both of them originally had it. Dibel the White Witch, a very, very powerful card for the deck. Honestly, this new wave for White Forest and Simple Spoil is crazy and actually makes the deck way more playable than it was. Then we have Azamina, your brand new boss monster that takes Queen Azamina, and this card can be very scary depending on when it is summoned, because I've gone against this deck before, and it does a lot of nothing, but it could kill you with you're not being careful. I'm trying to word it properly. And then we got images of Argostar Fierce Parth, along with Star Ryziel, Malice in the Mirror, and Ryugi End. Only 2 of the cards for each theme, because we have, it was Ryziel Mass Driver, Malice P March Hare, and then the brand new Pendulum Monster for Ryugi that I don't remember the name. Then we have Elixir of the Glorious Golden Land. We didn't get the Fusion Monster name or the image of it. But then we do have Live Twin Leela Sweet and Kiss a Kill Deal. People really love these things, and they cannot wait for them to come out, especially with Kiss a Kill Deal, because that is actually a card for Evil Twin because it's a light fiend. Then we also have Cyber Jormungandr or Jormungard and Cyber Dark Worm, and a known TCG World Premiere card that they showed on the coming up next screen. And then after that, throughout the week, we'll have sponsored creators on YouTube posting videos, so keep an eye out when that happens. But now let's get into the Mitsurugi Wave 2. And honestly, these cards are crazy. We have Mitsurugi no Mikoto Aramasa. It is a level 4 Dark Reptile effect monster with 1200 attack and 900 defense. And if it's normaled or special summoned, or if this card's tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi monster from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Mikoto Aramasa. And if another reptile monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you contribute this card instead. You can only use each effect of Mitsurugi no Mikoto Aramasa once per turn. Already off to a great start, being able to add any of your Mitsurugi monsters, making it where you get to see Saji more, but honestly I think this is going to be a one-of, because we're already running Saji and Kusanagi, so there's a lot of things they have to counter in with all of that. Then we have Mitsurugi no Miko Wusu, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a level 8 Dark Reptile with 2000 attack and defense, and you can special summon this card from your hand by attributing one other reptile monster from your hand and one monster your opponent controls. But you cannot special summon nor activate effects for the rest of this turn except reptile monsters. You can only special summon Mitsurugi no Miko Wusu once per turn this way, and if this card is tributed, you can discard one card, and if you do, add this card to your hand, and you can only use this effect of Mitsurugi no Miko once per turn. So you're only going to be running one, because it just keeps recycling itself, and realistically, it's a very good card in heavy versions of the deck that actually need another way to get a level 8, but this is your way. And honestly, I might run this in multiples in the Audotic Mitsurugi build because of how useful it can be. Next up, we have Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi. It is a dark level 8 reptile ritual effect, 2400 attack and 1800 defense, and you can ritual summon this card with Mitsurugi Ritual. Monsters your opponent controls loses 800 attack, and you can reveal this card in your hand, special summon one Mitsurugi monster from your deck, then tribute one monster you control. You can only use this effect of Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi once per duel. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, except Ame no Mitsurugi, another copy of itself. Then you can special summon this card. So all the rituals have that effect, and honestly, that's absolutely fine. I wish the reveal effect was not a hard once per duel, but I get it in the grand scheme of things of how broken that could be as the turns go on by tributing off your big giant other ritual monsters. So there's that. Then we have Mitsurugi Mirror. It is a ritual spell, and this card can be used to ritual summon any reptile ritual monsters from your hand or graveyard, and you must also tribute reptile monsters from your hand or field whose total level equal or exceeds the level of the ritual monster. If Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi, Futsu no Mitama no Mitsurugi, or Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi you control is tributed, while this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into the deck. Honestly, just being able just to put it back into the deck and reshuffle is pretty good. But the big portion about this card, you can use pre-preparation of right with this, which is huge for a deck on this caliber, because pre-preparation right is one of those cards that over time it gets stronger and stronger, because it adds a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and then you add a ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand whose name is mentioned on that spell, on that ritual spell. So realistically, it is really good in this deck. Also, I just wanted to note, Konami updated their database to the Neuron database, so there's that. And then after that, we have Mitsurugi Magatama. It is a quick play spell, and during the main phase, activate one of these effects. Tribute a reptile monster, then target one face of a card your opponent controls, destroy it. Or ritual summon one Mitsurugi ritual from your hand by tributing monsters you control whose totals levels equal or exceed its level. And you can only activate one Mitsurugi Magatama per turn. So, another way to dodge infinite impermanence and effect failure is amazing for Mitsurugi. There are times that I wish I had another spell other than prayer that I could search, that I could use to tribute it away, to dodge another hand trap. So this card is really, really strong. And honestly, I cannot wait to see how much of an impact this card has in the whole entire Mitsurugi deck. Next up, we have Mitsurugi's Sacred Boundary. It's a continuous spell, and your opponent cannot target Mitsurugi ritual monsters you control with effects of monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. You can target 4 Mitsurugi cards in your graveyard, except another copy of Boundary, shuffle them into the deck. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, make them tribute 1 monster they control, their choice. So, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So, another way of protecting your cards from being targeted from the opponent is great. So things like SP and Typhon do not work anymore if they have Sacred Boundary on the field. This card honestly goes very crazy as the game goes on, as you get more Mitsurugi card names in the graveyard, as it can just deal away with like problematic cards, as it makes your opponent tribute a monster, which is crazy overall. This is great for pure builds, and this might be good for the Adaudic variant. So we'll have to see on that. I definitely think it's going to be a one of, since it's searchable. If not, people might play it at 2. And then finally, Mitsurugi Tempest. It is a normal trap card, and if you have a Mitsurugi ritual in your graveyard, well, quote unquote, Mitsurugi ritual spell in your graveyard, tribute 3 monsters whose original names are Ame no Murakumo, Futsu no Mitama, and Ame no Habakiri. And then you make your opponent banish exactly 8 cards from their hand, extra deck, field, and or graveyard, and you can only activate Tempest once per turn. There are times where you can get all 3 of them out, and being a one-of trap card could be very useful. And honestly, being able to rip from the hand or extra deck during your opponent's draw phase is super powerful. I definitely think that this card might be banned in the future depending on how the Mitsurugi support is from the OCG, but overall, this is a really powerful trap card that you're only going to probably see cited for a bit until we get new cards for the deck. It's probably going to be another main deck name with another spell, or unless they make a new ritual monster that treats itself as whatever other ritual you need. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But overall, what do I think about the reveals today? They were very good. Getting to know a lot of the rarities, because I think we have like 14 total rarities confirmed. Actually, not even 14, more like 8. But it gives a good glimpse of what's going to be what as time goes on. But all we really need now are the imports and the rest of the world premiere theme cards. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. Thank you all for enjoying this video. And I'll have another video up tomorrow with a little surprise in it. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.